Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're talking about the middleweight fight between Tafon and Nchukwi and Jamie Pickett at UFC Fight Night Thompson vs. Neal. This fight is going to be very interesting. Tafon and Nchukwi, undefeated fighter, 4-0 as a light heavyweight fighter. He's absolutely insane. Jamie Pickett, 11-4 as a pro MMA fighter. Both of these guys just recently got a win on Dana White's Contender Series, getting them their first fight inside the UFC on this UFC Fight Night. Should be an amazing fight between these two fighters. But Tafon and Nchukwi is the favorite to win the fight, currently sitting around -300 as the 3-1 moderate favorite to win this fight against Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett is currently sitting around +250 as the moderate underdog to win the fight. Tafon Nchukwi is much younger than Jamie Pickett, as Tafon Nchukwi is only 26 years old as of 2 months and 5 days ago. Jamie Pickett, I believe, is only 32 and 3 months old, so a little age advantage there for Tafon Nchukwi, but definitely an experience advantage, as Tafon Nchukwi only has 4 pro MMA fights and Jamie Pickett has 15 pro MMA fights, so that is a definite advantage there for Jamie Pickett. If you look at the height and reach of both of these fighters, Tafon Nchukwi is 6 foot tall, has a 77-inch reach. Jamie Pickett 6 foot 2 inches tall, which is a 2-inch height advantage for Jamie Pickett in this fight. And then Jamie Pickett has a reach of 80 inches, which is a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. And as I said at the beginning of this video, Tafon Nchukwi is a 3-1 favorite, currently sitting around -300 as a moderate favorite to win this fight. Jamie Pickett is around +250 as a moderate underdog to win the fight. And if you look at those Tapology predictions, it is absolutely insane. Out of 920 Tapology predictions, 87% of the vote are going for Tafon Nchukwi to win the fight. And out of those 87% of the vote going for Tafon Nchukwi to win the fight, literally 80% of those votes are saying Tafon Nchukwi is going to win the fight by knockout in the first or second round. That is absolutely insane for so many people to just be like, Tafon Nchukwi is going to get a knockout in the first or second round. That is absolutely insane. Literally nobody, and I mean nobody, think this fight is going to go all the way. In my opinion, I think the chances that this fight goes the full 3 rounds in this fight are probably around 25%. I think the chances are very low this fight goes all the way. I know one of these fighters is going to get a knockout because both of these guys are strikers and they're going to move forward and try to get that knockout in the first or second round. And that is why the 13% of the predictors going for Jamie Pickett to win the fight, literally all of them are saying that Jamie Pickett is going to win the fight by knockout. So yeah, most likely this fight is going to end in the first or second round by stoppage. It's going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, let's get started with Tafon Nchukwi's record, 4-0. He obviously does not have the most experience as a pro MMA fighter. He only had 3 amateur fights back in 2017 and 2018 with a first-round knockout win, a third-round TKO, and a first-round knockout. Became a pro in 2019, got a second-round knockout win over Alex Myers, a first-round knockout win over A.T. McCowan, and then a first-round knockout win over William Knight, who also did good on Dana White's Contender Series and got a shot inside the UFC. Tafon Nchukwi was the first ever person to beat William Knight. And finally, he got a shot on Dana White's Contender Series, I believe back in September of this year in 2020 against Al Mataveo, and got a second round head kick KO win. Absolutely insane. And Dana White was so impressed with his performance. He was like, oh my god, I got scared of Tafon Nchukwi, and I'm 100% going to invite him inside the UFC. But yeah, now he's going to be taking on Jamie Pickett, another guy who also got a win on Dana White's Contender Series, I believe, back in August, on August 25th against Jonathan Potty. Jamie Pickett is a legit prospect as well. If Jamie Pickett can get past this big test in Tafon Nchukwi, who knows who he's going to fight next. He's going to get a big step up if he wins this fight against Tafon Nchukwi. And if you look at Jamie Pickett's record so far, he started his career back in 2011 with a loss. Came back with a first-round knockout win over Brian McGuinness. Lost his next fight to Joshua Williams. Came back with a first-round knockout, second-round knockout, first-round TKO win over Savalas Williams, a third-round knockout over Marcus Finch, a second-round knockout inside of Legacy FC over Doug Usher, a unanimous decision win over Rayshawn Spencer, lost his next fight on Dana White's Contender Series to Charles Byrd, who recently had 2 fights inside the UFC by first-round arm triangle choke submission, came back after that loss to Charles Byrd with a first-round doctor stoppage against Christian Torres, and then a first-round TKO win over Elijah Guboli Jr., got another shot on Dana White's Contender Series in 2019, lost that one as well to Punahali Soriano by unanimous decision, and then came back with a decision win over Jacquees Williams, and then finally got another shot on Dana White's Contender Series back in 2020, I believe in August, against Jonathan Potty, and got a second round knockout win over Jonathan Potty. And I mean, you know what they say, third time is a charm. That was the third time Jamie Pickett went on Dana White's Contender Series, because every time he went on, he ended up losing, coming back outside of the UFC or Contender Series with like 3 or 2 wins, got back on the Contender Series, lost again, and then finally on the third time got that win, and finally is getting his shot inside the UFC against a very, very legit prospect in Tafon Nchukwi. This is going to be a very, very tough fight for Jamie Pickett. All I know in this fight from Tafon Nchukwi is going to go forward and try to get a knockout. Jamie Pickett is going to go forward and try to get a knockout. There's no ground game from either of these fighters. They both have good submission skills, but none of them are going to use it in this fight. They're both looking for a knockout to propel their career inside the UFC. I know for a fact one of these guys is going to get a knockout, because when you have 2 middleweight fighters going out there that just move forward and throw bombs, one of those bombs is eventually going to land right on the target and take one of these fighters out cold, or just get a TKO. Honestly, Tafon Nchukwi, 4-0, undefeated. This is his first fight inside the UFC, and to be honest with you guys, Tafon Nchukwi kind of reminds me of Cyril Gane. I mean, Cyril Gane goes out there, he's a heavyweight fighter, and he looks like he is a middleweight fighter. Tafon Nchukwi is a middleweight fighter, and he looks like he is a lightweight fighter. That is absolutely insane. You watch this guy fight, he is so smooth, he's so powerful, he times his shots so perfectly. If you look at the fight that he just had against Al Matavayo, he timed that head kick KO perfectly. He set it up at least 4 or 5 times before he ended up actually committing to that head kick KO, and eventually he ended up throwing that head kick and got it and knocked him out in the second round. I think Tafon Nchukwi is going to be doing absolutely amazing in this fight. I think he'll land not in the first round, but in the second round, and my prediction is Tafon Nchukwi is going to get a knockout in the second round in this fight. Alright guys, if you agree with that prediction, or maybe you guys disagree with that prediction, and you have Jamie Pickett winning the fight, just put your predictions in the comment section below. I mean, anything can happen in this fight. We have 2 middleweight prospects going out there, trying to get a knockout. Tafon Nchukwi potentially could get his first loss here and get a knockout, and Jamie Pickett could knock him out. Who knows? This is an MMA fight. Anything can happen. Make sure to put who you guys think is going to win this fight. Is it going to be Tafon Nchukwi by a first-round knockout? Is it going to be Jamie Pickett by absolute domination, unanimous decision, 30-27 on all judges' scorecards? Anything can happen. Make sure to like the video if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when I post a new video, because I post videos almost every single day. I do UFC predictions. I do Bellator predictions. I do LFA predictions. I do Invicta FC predictions. Soon I'm going to be doing PFL predictions. I do Dana White Contender Series predictions. I do Ultimate Fighter predictions. There are so many fight promotions out there that I can do predictions for. And if there's any fight promotions I'm not doing predictions for, and you want me to do a prediction for it, just put it in the comment section below. I will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And also turn on post notifications if you subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to me if you did that. This has been a very, very fun video, but I'm out of here.